Hello everyone, my name is Jean-Philippe Ancos. I'm living in France. I'm Microsoft MVP AI and working on innovative technologies for 20 years. Today, I will talk to you about the side project of SmartMirror named Reflet. I'm also expert in native user experience, and I believe since 2012 that we are moving from a computer to the mobile to a world where everything is smart. Smart TV, smart phone, smart mirror, smart table. Many objects will become smarter and smarter, and you will interact with objects using your native experience, like the voice, the vision, the touch, and many things like that helps you naturally interact with every object. So now let's talk about some use cases. Here is Sarah. Sarah wants to buy a scarf in a retail store matching her outfit. So she will interact with a smart mirror using her voice, doing some gesture in order to book a fitting room or to see different versions of the scarf and things like that. The mirror will work like a co-seller that will whisper to the real seller what Sarah really needs and provide premium experience. So it's like a power-up for shopping experience for Sarah that will later tell to the mirror if she is happy with the experience, that will bring some data to the brand. Okay, so now let's talk about the hardware part. Basically, it's like any digital signage devices. It's basically a computer with a camera, a speaker, a microphone, IoT devices, and a screen behind a pass-through mirror. So the light will pass through, but everything that is dark won't be seen. On the computer, it's only a Chrome browser that will show a web page with all the interactions, and everything is hosted on Azure with a Node-RED and Airtable for the data. So let's fast forward. I learned a lot of things below the smart mirror. From woodworking, Arduino, marketing, product market fit, 3D avatar, and many things. But today we will focus on artificial intelligence and how we can use this technology to perform very cool user interactions. So if we put everything together, I did a lot of iterations and proof of concept, and here is how looked the last version of the smart mirror. There is many things to update and improvements, but the last version will look like that. So now let's talk about all the tech. Bonjour.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Reflet. Comment puis-je t'aider?
So I push a button to start audio recording and voice recognitions because it's easier than doing keyword spotting. Then I perform speech to text that will display it back on the mirror, then text to speech with neural voice to reply to the user. On the left side, you can see the UI of the web page with area like a portal with portlets to display multiple kinds of informations. So the avatar, chatbot, status, advice, and small things that help you interact with the smart mirror. What can you do?
I can analyze your face and offer you beauty advice, or coach you in a sports activity by analyzing your skeleton. What do you wish to do?
So here is another Node-RED on how everything works. We have a WebSocket connector that communicates with the smart mirror on a given ID. So we send and receive messages according to user interactions. In this case, we're receiving the speech audio. We perform a speech to text and language detections. So if you speak in English and in French, we will answer it in English or in French. In this case, we send an echo back in the chatbot part to see what you said and be sure we correctly understand. Then we send the text to a natural language understanding, which is Louis on Microsoft, to perform understanding of the meaning. Do you want beauty advice, face analyze, or things like that? Then we answered the user experience, so a small text with text to speech, and we display an advice because sometimes you stay in front of the mirror and you don't know what to say. So we display some ideas of things you can say. So everything is about the UX and how you will display things for tutorials or things like that. Conseil beauté.
L'objectif du contouring est de sculpter votre visage en appliquant des ombres et des lumières. Pour affiner votre visage, vous allez accentuer vos traits avec une teinte foncée puis l'éclairer avec une teinte plus claire. D'abord, pour marquer le creux de la joue, appliquez la poudre sous l'os de la pommette, de l'extérieur vers l'intérieur de votre visage.
So as you can see, the video is on a black background to let the magic happen. It's all the tips with a smart mirror. But there's more. Analyze my face.
Okay, look at me. Welcome, Jean-Philippe. You are a man about 44 years old with glasses. I can convert your face to gongo or offer you beauty advice.
So this time we are using computer vision. We use the camera to take a photo from the web browser, perform test detection and face recognitions on Azure Cognitive Services, show the photo back on the UI, and display some metadata like the age, if he wears glasses, or things like that. We also store the photo on Airtable in order to be able to store all the photo of someone and to be able to retrain the model back of face recognitions. So next time you will come, we know who you are, and we will display on bottom left, hello Jean-Philippe, how are you? And so it's some kind of personalization level. But there's more. What is this?
Well, let me see. It's the perfume Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Did you know that there is also the corresponding shower gel and shaving balm?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Eh bien, laisse-moi regarder. Je vois un homme tenant une bouteille en plastique.
So this time we take a photo to try to recognize a product. There is two possibilities. First, we try to recognize a product from a product database trained with custom vision. So I take a lot of photos, put them in custom visions, and train them to say this is product 1, this is product 2, this is product 3. And if the product is not recognized, later I can retrain again each photo like I did with faces. Then, if we really don't know what is that kind of photo, we call also Microsoft Vision that will describe the photo, then translate it in French. And as you can see, we mix everything together. So the first time I ask the question in English, the second time I ask the question in French, and get the answer in the correct language. So we have a complete experience. But there's more, because for a good user experience, you have to mix computer vision, speech, but also Internet of Things.
C'est la palette Wonderful Wish de chez Sephora. Une exclusivité pour les fêtes avec ses 8 teintes faciles à porter. C'est le parfum Le Mal de Jean-Paul Gaultier.
So this time I use Internet of Things to perform product recognitions. So there is no silver bullet. Computer vision is not the whole way in. And this time I use a beacon with accelerometer that will broadcast an ID when they are moving. So when they are close to our Arduino, the Arduino will perform keystroke on a virtual keyboard to the web browser. So the web browser will receive the ID of the beacon that are moving, and so will send back to the server and to display the product. So there is many ways to perform product recognitions. So here is two other examples using Internet of Things. On the left, I use an RFID reader to read your loyalty card and send it like a keyboard ID to the SmartMirror.
Welcome, Jean-Philippe. I'm a window to the metaverse. Here is your NFT.
And on the right, it's a smart scale that will take the weight of the product and set it to the SmartMirror, also like a keyboard entry.
L'objet pèse 89 grammes.
But there's more. Invente une recette poulet choco avec du chocolat, du lait, de la praline et des œufs. Voici les étapes. 1. Préchauffez votre four à 350 degrés.
2. Dans un bol, fouettez ensemble un œuf, un quart de tasse de lait et une cuillère à soupe de chocolat fondu. 3. Versez le mélange sur un poulet entier, puis saupoudrez sur des pralines hachées. 4. Cuire le poulet pendant 1 heure ou jusqu'à ce qu'il soit bien cuit. 5. Bon appétit!
So, what you hear in the previous video was not my voice, but my custom neural voice. I trained my voice with 300 samples on Microsoft Custom Neural Voice to be able to perform text-to-speech with my own voice and to be able to talk and to say anything in French. It's possible to do it in English or in any other language. I just have to train it again on a target language. Then, what you also see, I call GPT-3 in order to create a new recipe from keywords. So I send keywords, then it sends back this recipe, and I read this recipe with my custom neural voice. And because GPT-3 send answered back in English, I have to translate it in French before saying it. And now here is a very short sample of my voice with my real voice and my fake voice, and you will see how good is the technology.
Ceci est un enregistrement vocal permettant de tester les voix neurales personnalisées de Microsoft. Je suis l'enregistrement humain. Ceci est un enregistrement vocal permettant de tester les voix neurales personnalisées de Microsoft. Je suis l'enregistrement synthétique.
And now there's more.
À bientôt. Bonjour à tous, comme vous pouvez le voir, je suis le reflet de Jean-Philippe dans la matrice. Comment puis-je t'aider?
Que sais-tu faire?
Je peux analyser ton visage et te proposer des conseils beauté ou te coacher dans une activité sportive en analysant ton squelette. Que souhaites-tu faire?
So, now I have my own custom neural voice, I wanted to have my own avatar. And to do that, I need to perform lip sync. Microsoft provides in its API VisMe. VisMe is a feature that will call back to tell you how to set up the mouth of the avatar according to the language and to the articulations. Then there's another feature that you can set in the text called bookmark. Bookmark will tell you when you are at the given step on the audio. So, for instance, I set up a little tool called text to video that transforms text to a video using my avatar, and I use emoji to say, oh, here you have to wave, here you have to make sign, and things like that. So you can mix the text to an audio, performing lip sync, and performing gesture, which is very, very cool. But there's more. In your mind, I have my custom neural voice, I have my custom avatar, and I made my custom home, or let's say a digital twin. And you will see how we will interact between SmartMirror for a smart home with a smart avatar and its neural voice. So this time I use Matterport to digitalize my home and connect it to all the smart home devices I had. So here is the SmartMirror, and here is my avatar that I set up in the scene.
Bonjour à tous depuis la France.
So we have interaction with the avatar. We also can see all the blink camera in the virtual world, and we can also switch lights on and off in the real and in the virtual world. Here we are in the real world, And you can see the light also switch off in the virtual world. But there is more. We can also see all the other devices, like the temperature of the Fibaro, and many other things you can set up and see through the mirror.
So what's coming next? Well, I'm playing with Kinect for years now, but the latest version of Azure Kinect decided to move all the computing power into the cloud. So you need to have a strong computer on the edge or in the cloud in order to process all the information. So Kinect is very accurate, but if you want to do something really on edge in the browser, you need something else very more lightweight. So I will try Google Media Pipe, which provide a library in JavaScript that run a lot of model very powerful to perform face tracking, skeleton tracking, and so perform some augmented reality like you can do in the fitting room or in makeup. I think that Perfect Corp is using that kind of technology for all its mobile app because it's very light but powerful and embedded. So it's not as accurate as Azure Kinect, but it does the job for a SmartMirror. I'm also digging in a new technology called Neural Radiance Field. I think it's also used by Looking Glass. It transforms 2D images into 3D images. So imagine you are in front of the mirror. Using MediaPipe, you know where is the skeleton of the user, and so you can stretch the image to see different angle, which is very interesting to see a product starting only from a simple 2D images. On the other side, I'm also looking at high-quality 3D models, like the ring you see on the screen. Imagine you have that kind of quality in a retail store. You don't need to see the original product. The 3D quality is so good that you can test different things without the product. And it's only on the web. This is something that is displayed on the web. So there's lots of possibilities you can imagine only from a web browser to see product through a SmartMirror, which is very promising.
So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy these short presentations. Here is all the technologies I use on the SmartMirror. The things to remember is to create a great experience, is to mix every technology together, to mix all the artificial intelligence with the voice, the visions, and more, but also Internet of Things, but also metaverse. And bringing everything together will create a great experience for the users.